Sir, this is Deliverable 1-2 by Cadet Ethan Wharton and Cadet Austin Johnson. In this deliverable, we have created an Excel table to start calculating the present value of the military side of the retirement tool. Here, the layout of the table, yellow is a category of each form of pay or input into our net present value, and green is going to be the output of each table. So we start here with base pay. Our base pay starts with the list where you have a drop down menu and you can select your rank. So for example, upon graduation, we will be an 01 with 2 or less years of service, and it gives us our base pay and our yearly salary. Yearly salary is just the base pay multiplied by 12. To find that, we used a VLOOKUP and used the base pay tables here. Using the VLOOKUP, did the indexing column and base pay, and then rerouted it back here for an output. We move on to the BAH table. So again, we'll be in 01 down here on the table. We'll be stationed here at West Point just for example. And here it'll output the BAH. Again, based on dependence, we use an if statement. So here, if I change it to 1, it will show the BAH for an 01 at West Point with more than one or more dependents. Back to 0 will be the BAH without. And how we did that, we made 2 separate tables for BAH with and without, showing you without now. And again, we did the VLOOKUP, taking the user input, finding the column, using this table here as a column, with this table in that user input for the VLOOKUP, and then the BAH is calculated using the rank given on here on the user input with this table range, using this column index to pull out the values here. Onto our next table, we have the GI Bill displayed. Again, another if statement. GI Bill, yes, it will show you the value of the GI Bill. GI Bill, no, it's going to cut the GI Bill out. So with yes, we have the yearly. To calculate the yearly GI Bill, we found the average state university cost or tuition and the BAH of an E5 with dependents at the location that they set in the base pay. We took that, and on this page we calculated a monthly stipend and the yearly stipend for for the GI Bill. Again, just reference that cell back here. And for the net present value of the GI Bill, we have the estimated interest rate, which is changeable by the user. And here we did the net present value formula, given the initial value divided by 1 plus the rate to the number of years until you plan on attending college or using your GI Bill. On to the next one, we use special pay. Again, with rank. Rank matters more or less only for the flight status that we have right now. Years in service, we have not calculated a table for years in service to calculate the special pay. On this, we have a drop-down list of jump status, halo status, separate language, extra pay or special pays, and then hazard pay for the flight status. We calculated each one of those on this table. This is the flight status pay. We found the jump status, and there's also additional pay for halo status. We are still looking to calculate a table for each language, and we will probably add more languages here. To correctly calculate the hazard pay for the flight, we're going to use a VLOOKUP, again using the rank used in base pay to find this. And then it shows that we have 3 different types of special pay in case someone would be on jump status and also have a language that they get special pay for, which comes from here, and each one of these cells is referenced back to this table, and the total is put here, and then again referenced back on the calculations page. On to the next block, we calculate tax. again, this is an unfinished cell. We have expected to be able to do single and married tax statuses. Based on your yearly salary, it's calculated under base pay. You can come here and in the drop-down menu select your yearly salary range, and it will give you your taxes due for that year and then your salary after taxes. And how we did that, we found the average tax brackets from Forbes and then calculated each value. So this one would be the 10%. The taxable income is 10% of your taxable income. Again, it'd be $5,183.75 plus 25% of your taxable income minus $37,650, and that falls through this whole table. This is the married table that we have not introduced into the calculations yet. And in our final bracket here, we calculate our TSP contributions. Here we have a drop-down menu explaining or giving option of how much of your TSP or how much of your base pay you'd like to contribute to your TSP. So as an E1 paying back my cow loan, I probably only want to contribute about 5% of my check because I'm already going to be paying $617 back on my cow loan. So my monthly contribution is going to be $148.62. The TSP will match 5% of that input on the current plan with a 20-year retirement status, not on the updated plan. And how we calculate the $5.94 is down here on our TSP tab, where the TSP is said to match 3% dollar for dollar, and then the 2% of that 50 cents on the dollar. So we have the monthly contribution, and we multiplied it by 3% to get the $4.45, and then we multiplied the 148 times 2% and divided that by 2 for the 50 cents, added those together and got our match contribution. And here on our calculations page, we show the total contribution of the TSP. And in future work for this diagram, we'll also be adding the value of the commissary benefits and living on post, standard initial clothing allowances for listed or officers, cash clothing replacement allowance, and then also calculating the net present value of the military side of the retirement tool, along with calculating the civilian side on retirement tool. Sir, that is deliverable 1-2